Today, we're going to dive into one of the most beautiful stories ever told about what true connection really means. It's a story that doesn't start in some grand palace, but in the simple, humble soil of a shared life. This is the tale of Krishna and Sudama, and what it shows us about the very essence of friendship. So let's just start with a question, one that this story really makes you think about. Have you ever actually stopped to consider, who is a friend? I mean, really. Is it just someone who's there in a crowd, or is it something else? A lot of us think a friend is someone who shows up to help when we're in trouble. And look, that's not wrong, but this story suggests that's only part of the picture. It's an incomplete idea. Lots of people might help you out, but a true friend, well, that's something much, much deeper. A true friend is someone whose memory alone is enough to make your mind feel lighter. Just thinking of them brings a sense of ease. Their name alone is enough to make something inside you just melt. See, it's not about what they do for you. It's about a state of being, a feeling of peace and love that just comes with knowing them. So where did a bond like this even start? Well, not in some fancy castle, but on the simple earthen floor of an ashram, a gurukul, where two young boys first crossed paths. Now, you have to picture this place. In the gurukul, life was stripped down to the absolute basics. Everybody was equal. There were no silk robes, no golden thrones to sit on. There were only hungry stomachs, open minds, and eyes just full of curiosity. Your family name, your status, it meant nothing. Everyone chopped wood, everyone swept the floors. And it was right here, in this place of total equality, that Krishna and Sudama met. It was said they were like two bodies with a single breath. Krishna, he was playful, always laughing with this mischievous spark in his eye, but beneath that, there was an ocean of depth. And Sudama, he was more frail, quiet, but he had this incredible inner stillness. They were complete opposites, but together, they just worked. They made each other whole. They did everything together, sat together, studied, ate, and when they were hungry, they just look at each other and laugh it off. Their friendship wasn't a competition. It wasn't about who was smarter or stronger. The whole point of their friendship was simply being together, for no reason at all. It was a bond built on presence, not on purpose. But, life happens. Their education came to an end, and time pulled these two souls onto vastly different paths. The world, as it turned out, had very different plans for each of them. For Krishna, one path led straight to glory. His journey took him to a kingdom, to the immense weight and responsibility of being a king. His world became one of Vaibhav, a world of splendor and magnificence. And for Sudama? Well, his path was the complete opposite. It led to scarcity. His life became a daily struggle, just worrying about where the next meal would come from. His world was one of above, a world of lack. But here's the thing about Sudama. Even with so little, he carried himself with this incredible dignity. Eventually, after his wife urged him, Sudama decided he should visit his old friend. But he hesitated for a long, long time. And not because he was ashamed of his poverty, but because he knew something profound. The moment you ask for something, the purity of friendship can be broken. He didn't want to turn their bond into a transaction. But he couldn't go empty-handed. His wife managed to gather a tiny portion of flattened rice, the humblest gift you could imagine, and wrapped it in a piece of cloth. It was almost nothing, but it was given with a heart full of love. That small pouch of rice, it was literally all they had. And this, right here, tells you everything about Sudama's character. On his journey, he kept the little pouch hidden, almost wishing Krishna wouldn't even notice it. He wanted to make absolutely sure that business, that asking and giving, wouldn't get in the way of their friendship. He was there to connect, not to collect. So when Sudama, in his simple, torn clothes, finally makes it to the magnificent palace gates, the story really hits its emotional peak. A guard asks who he is, and he just says, "I'm here to see a friend." He doesn't even say Krishna's name. The second that news reached Krishna inside the palace, everything changed. In that single instant, the throne was empty. The crown was gone. All the symbols of his power just vanished. All that was left was a heart, just overflowing with memory. Krishna ran. But you have to understand, this wasn't the run of a king performing some royal duty. No, this was a run of memory. This was a sprint fueled by years and years of stored-up love, of shared moments from the ashram, rushing to meet the one friend he had never, ever forgotten. When they finally met, It was like time just stopped. Krishna brought Sudama inside, and in the ultimate act of love and humility, he washed his friend's dust-covered feet. And in that one powerful moment, poverty lost. Wealth also lost. The only thing that existed, the only thing that won, was pure, unconditional love. Krishna saw that hidden pouch of rice, and with tears in his eyes, he ate it, saying it was the sweetest thing he'd ever tasted. Sudama stayed for a while, but he never asked for a single thing. And Krishna, well, it seemed like he gave him nothing material to take back home. So Sudama left for home with empty hands, just as he'd arrived. And this leads us to the real heart of the story. If it wasn't gold or jewels, what was Krishna's true gift? Because he definitely gave him something far more valuable. The true gift was drishti. It was vision, a new way of seeing. Krishna gave Sudama a new perspective on himself and on the world. He gave him the vision to see prosperity without ego, to see the true glory of love, and most importantly, the deep, unshakable realization that you are not less. When Sudama finally got back, he found his tiny hut had been replaced by a beautiful home, his family was well clothed and fed, Krishna had quietly taken care of everything. But the real miracle, that had already happened. Sudama's outer world was transformed, sure, but his inner world had been changed forever on that journey home. And maybe that's the final lesson. True friendship doesn't just help you get by, it fundamentally changes how you see yourself in the world.